You're watching a segment of The Splash, Greater West Bloomfield's news magazine show.
And now it's time to look back at some of our favorite episodes of A Minute with Nature, Parenting on the Go in the Biz, where we partnered with community organizations to deliver interesting information that is close to home.
Hello and welcome to Minute with Nature. I'm your host, Lauren Azuri, the park naturalist for West Bloomfield Parks. And today, we're here inside our nature room learning about some of our animal ambassadors. An animal ambassador is one of our animals that we use for teaching the public about nature. We have permits from the DNR that allow us to keep these animals captive, and we want to remind the public that you should choose your pets wisely. A lot of the animals we have here at the nature room are great for education, but they're not the best pets to have at your home. The animal ambassador we're going to highlight today is our eastern gray tree frog. Now you might wonder what the difference between a frog and toad is, and you can visit us here at the nature room to look at up close and notice the differences. But a toad, it has dry, bumpy skin, and frogs usually have wet, slimy skin and smooth skin. Our eastern gray tree frog definitely has nice, smooth skin. And it's really cool because it can camouflage. It can change its colors between grays and greens. It doesn't change any crazy colors like purples and oranges because we don't really have that outside in our environment in Michigan, so it doesn't need to. But it's great at camouflaging on the bark of a beech tree, the gray color, or a leaf of a tree, the green color. We think that our eastern gray tree frog here is a male because we've heard him vocalize before. Only male frogs vocalize, and they do that in the springtime to attract females down to the pond. One female tree frog can lay 1,000 to 2,000 eggs at one time. That's a lot of baby tree frogs.
Hello and welcome to Parenting on the Go. I'm Brooke Allen, and joining me today is Tanya Petkov. Tanya is a limited licensed psychologist at Child and Family Solutions in Farmington Hills. And Tanya, thank you so much for being with us. And today we're talking about ways to keep kids mentally healthy. So tell me, where do you even start with that?
I know, and I often think this is kind of a loaded question, but I think the best way we can kind of think about it is maybe looking at it from 5 major points. And I think the first one being, making sure that the child and parent has a very trustworthy relationship. And I think one of the best ways that we can do that is through consistency and predictability in our parenting strategies. Because if you go to any local bookstore, there's 1,000 parenting books on how to do this. And I think that one of the things we have to really keep in mind is making sure that we don't use empty threats when we're parenting, such as saying, if you don't stop this right now, we're going to leave, and then not leaving or not following through on something that we promised.
So when we think about our kids, they have a lot of influences that are coming at them from a lot of different angles, cultural, social, peer pressures that are constantly coming at them. And when our kids have cell phones, that just means that these pressures can be at them 24/7. There's never a break. Our kids don't ever have a break. And for a lot of these young people, brain development, our brains are not fully developed until about 25 years old. So that's a lot of responsibility for our kids to have to not only handle the constant pressure, but then really be able to assess this information and integrate it in an age-appropriate way.
And to relive all of our favorite moments from these shows, you can visit civiccentertv.com/2019.